way. So I was live earlier, and then it looks like my face, there was like a little circle and it went to like the left of my screen. So I'm not sure if everybody else deals with that. But anyway, you guys, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers. Hopefully, the mothers had a nice one. This is not going to be too much of a long live because I know everybody's probably still out spending time with their mom, with their, their wife, their girlfriend, baby mothers, and things like that, stepmothers and stuff. So, just a quick reminder, just motivation for you all, just to, keep on keeping on. Basically something, again, always just learning and trusting the process, and just keeping the faith in God, of course, and trusting everything in Him, trusting His timing, trusting His plan for our life, and trusting the journey, trusting the ups, trusting the downs, trusting literally everything, right? So my experience dealing with narcissistic abuse, and first off, I'm not a mother, not yet, but I feel like, if I was a mom, and just so you guys know, I think I have told you guys this about, um, when it came to when I used to live with my aunt. I don't know if I shared this with you guys. So, like, my aunt told me, because I was 19 at the time when I was living with her for 5 years, she told me, she said that if I were to get pregnant, or, if I was to have a kid, she told me that I had to leave. So, my aunt was very strict on me, and she had a lot of expectations of me, and she wanted me to live up to certain standards that were very high, which, was crazy because, I mean, she didn't do that. So, I think she had her first child at age 22. And, I'll tell you this, like, I think I did share this with you guys, but it's been a while. Like, the last time I saw my aunt back in 2014, she told me, she was like, well, Joy, she was like, the reason I was hard on you is because I wanted, you to graduate high school. I wanted you to graduate college. And she had said, she told my grandma, which was her mother, she was like, oh, I see Joy as a second daughter. I just want to make sure that, she completes school, she does good and stuff like that, which is understandable. But you guys know some narcissists, they take it to the extreme, right? They go overboard and things like that. And hi, Antonio. Hey, guys. So make sure that you all chime in. How's the mothers doing? Happy Mother's Day. So yes, you guys. So that's kind of like what I was thinking about. Oh, and you guys, I totally forgot. I do want to still do the Mother's Day special holiday package deal for the mothers, y'all. I didn't forget about the moms. I do want to share that with you guys later on in the live. So make sure that you watch this live the whole way through. You guys probably already have an idea of what the Mother's Day package deal is, which more than likely going to be the sugar scrubs, the books, um, and things like that. So definitely Live Narc free t-shirts, Joy Larkin skincare t-shirts and stuff. So be aware of that. Oh, cute. Quinny. Antonio, you said hola, buenas noches de Argentina. Saludo, eres muy buena y bella. Hey. Yes. Buenas noches. Yes, hey y'all, Paulo in the room. What's up? So what did you guys do for your Mother's Day? How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys give this video a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Hi, Bee's Prayer. Hello, welcome. So again, if you guys are new, this channel is called Live Narc Free, where it's all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. Hi, Barbara. Have a good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? You guys enjoying your Mother's Day? Father's Day is going to be coming up soon. So that's exciting. Did you guys spend time with your family? That's good. Let me know, you guys. And if you guys are feeling called to, you guys know, if you ever want to leave a donation to the Live Narc Free Ministries, please feel free. You can do so at $CoachJoy10 or at PayPal, which would be at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. If you guys want to show any appreciation, if you find that any of these videos are helpful and valuable, if they inspire you, if they motivate you, if it helps you on your journey, please don't hesitate to do so, because you guys know whatever you do give, it does come back to you tenfold. And Asbury, say hi. What's up? Mental health check one. Yeah, so everybody put in the chat, what's your mental health looking like on a scale of 1 to 10? So 1 is like, oh yeah, I really need to talk to somebody, I'm dealing with it. Or 10, you're like, oh no, I'm good, you know, mentally I'm like at peace, you know, I accept things, I let things go. Like, leave on a scale of 1 to 10, y'all. Let me know how y'all feeling for today. Leave it in the chat. And RC Lover, why are you sad? What are you sad for? A solid A, okay. Indigenous. All right. Anybody else? Where's everybody else at on the scale of 1 to 10? Tell me, y'all. A 3, Chris. Why are you at a 3? What's going on, Chris? And feel free, you guys, like, leave whatever comments you want. You can ask me any questions. A 1, Angelique, why are you a 1? What's wrong, you guys? Tell me what's going on. What's been happening, y'all? Tell me. And also, don't forget, you guys know that I do have my free Facebook support group called the Healing and the Recovery Room. So make sure you guys join after this video if you want to, you know, talk to me more, if you want to be supported by me in any way, if you want to book a session, or if you have questions about anything, I'm here for you guys. That's what this channel is all about, is for you all, former victims and survivors, or if you're just having a bad mental health day. That's what it's all about, right? Okay, you said RC Fest got canceled. Oh, is that right? RC, what's RC Fest? RC Lover Girl. And see, Angelique, you said you're working all day. Where do you work at, Angelique? If you don't mind me asking. You said, Chris, the narc is getting married. No way. Is that right? Wow. So your narc is getting married. How long were you dealing with your narc, Chris, if you don't mind me asking? And RC Lover Girl, oh, remote control. Oh, the remote control fest got canceled. Is that right? Where was it located? What city was it in? Also, y'all, let me know where y'all from. Put it in the chat where you guys are from. Where you seeing me from? Are you in the United States? What part of the United States are you guys in? What city? I'm just curious. I'm in Florida, by the way. I'm in Florida. Where's everybody from? But also, everybody leave on a scale of 1 to 2, do your mental health check. We'll try to do that every live just to see where everybody's at, how's everybody doing, and let us know like how we can support each other. Like, that's what it's all about. Let's help each other heal. Let's help each other heal and move on after dealing with the narcissist, right? Okay, so Ruben is from, okay, so Indigenous New Jersey, Texas, Illinois. Okay. So I lived in Texas and Illinois, so that's cool. That is cool, y'all. Okay. Oh, the remote control vehicles. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So I wonder why it got canceled. Well, did they say why it got canceled, RC? But man, y'all, I'm loving this energy right now. So that's good. I'm happy y'all hopped on with me. I'm really excited to be on here with you all. You said they were low employees. Oh, so are they going to reschedule or what? Are they going to reschedule the fest or? But yes, y'all, today's Mother's Day, and you guys know narcissistic mothers and how they get down. If you don't, like I said, me personally, my aunt that I lived with for 5 years was a narcissist, 100%. So, you know, that was really interesting on Mother's Day. They really try to ruin it for you, to be honest. They really try to ruin it, and they kind of try to make you feel upset and down in the dumps and depressed like them. So, you know, kind of be mindful of that. Oh, RC, you said they only do it once a year. Okay. Got it. Well, I mean, I guess you might have to wait until next year, right? That's kind of a bummer. But I mean, are you planning to do something else instead of that fest, RC, or how do you feel? hopefully maybe you can do something else. And you know, with it being spring and summer, there's a lot to do. Maybe you can search like other activities that you want to do this summer, anything else that interests you, you know, different activities, you know what I mean? And Chris, you said, I'm in LA. We were together for 4 years and we have a 10-year-old girl together. She didn't even answer my Mother's Day call. When a couple of days ago, she was crying that she loved me. Oh my goodness. Is that right? Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry. I mean, well, I guess, Chris, and it's normal to feel sad about it because, I mean, maybe you probably wanted to be with her. Maybe you had plans, you had dreams, you know, maybe the narcissist sold you dreams. I know the male narc that I dealt with definitely did. They're really good actors, right? But you know, I guess you might have to kind of be like, you know what, it might hurt and you might have to do some healing work, but at the end of the day, you know, everything does happen for a reason. It doesn't excuse the behavior, of course, but you kind of just want to think of it like, you know, God could be actually saving you from something that you don't even know. Like that, it was a quote that I saw, I think it wasn't on Instagram, and it was saying like, you know, sometimes how God hears what people say about you. Like God knows the thoughts of others, and God could maybe heard a conversation that you didn't hear, and God could be trying to protect you from something. So even though I know it's gonna hurt seeing that narc get married, but you have to remember, how did that narcissist treat you? Because remember, they will behave a certain way in the beginning, you know, because that's how they get a lot of us in the beginning, right? But remember, that mask is going to slip, and that person that they're going to marry is going to see the narcissist for who they are. But unfortunately, they're going to be stuck. And luckily, you're not, even though you kind of do have a child, so it's kind of like that narc is going to be in your life forever. So that's the only thing. So at this point, it's just kind of like working through that and like trying your best not to, you know, have take anything out on your child, of course, like your baby girl and stuff like that. And also, I would say too, it's always good not to talk down on that narc to the child, because I've had those scenarios where I talk to people, and this one girl she did a pretty good job, although I mean she kind of did love the narcissist. But I think they had like 5 kids or like 4 kids, and she would say that the narcissist would be talking down on her. Like her kids would come home and say like, oh well, daddy said this about you, daddy did this and that, you get what I'm saying, kind of like blaming her. But she really didn't do that. So I felt like that was kudos to her, because it's easy to be like, oh, you know, the narc this, the narc that to your kids. Some people actually vent to their kids. And that's why I think it's really important that you do find an outlet, someone to talk to, and not, hopefully it's not the kids, because you got to remember, kids at like age 10, 11, you want to let them be a child. Like, and I find that that's how a lot of generational trauma spreads, because some people will vent to their children at a very young age, and they tell them personal information, personal business, adult business, that the child should not know, you know, at that young age. And of course, as they get older, children will understand and get to know who was the good parent and who was not. But that's where I find that boundaries are really important, especially when it comes to your children. And narcissists is like, you have to learn how to keep certain information away from children, because they don't need to have that type of stress, because that stuff is stressful. Dealing with narcissistic abuse is extremely stressful, and you don't want to stress your child out at a really young age. It's not fair to them. You get what I'm saying? So you just want to be mindful of that, you know? So let's see, but hopefully that was helpful, Chris. So yeah, but RC, what's the good news? RC, you said there are no pictures of them on Facebook. Is that right? Were you looking, Chris? You were trying to see if there were pictures. What's my biggest accomplishment today? That's a good question. What is my? Well, I guess getting up and, you know, being able to eat and see another day. I think that's a big accomplishment. What do you guys think? Breathing and being able to walk and to smell, to taste, to touch, like That's why I recommend watching my other video where I talked about gratitude, you guys, especially if you're on the journey to recovering after narcissistic abuse. Some, like, you may not see it now, but you would try to your best to learn how to appreciate the small things, like showing yourself appreciation, showing yourself compassion, showing yourself love, like, you get what I'm saying, and being grateful, or like some of the biggest steps into healing, because I feel like a lot of humans, we don't do that enough. I feel like we're so caught up in the matrix trying to get this done, that done, being busy, and just, like, you get what I'm saying. And it's like sometimes it's good to just, like the guy asks, what's your biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment is just getting up and just being at peace, like breathing, like, you get what I'm saying, like walking and talking, or just, like smiling and seeing the sky, see the sun shine, like hear the birds. That is an accomplishment in itself, you know what I mean? So yeah, you said, I love that. Okay. And okay. So yeah, I like that. So as far as today, dealing with, like I said, narcissistic abuse, and just keep in mind, you guys, like, it's a journey. And that's why I said surviving, Mother's Day, because again, if you live with a narcissist, you literally, because some people don't survive. Some people do not survive narcissistic abuse. So it's really important to be mindful, right? And to go easy, take it easy on yourself. And also, I want you guys to remember too, when it comes to the narcissistic mother and or in-laws, remember, you have the right to say no. Like, you don't have to spend time with the narcissistic in-law or the narcissistic parent. Now, I know that some people feel obligated, right? I know that some people feel obligated to spend time with the female narc, mother narc-in-law. But I'll be honest, like back in 2014, when I went no contact with my aunt narc, I felt no obligation. I felt no like reason to stay in contact with her. And when Mother's Day would come around after I went no contact, I did not talk to her again. It was just, for what? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I mean, everything was made clear. Like, we had the last talk, and it was like, it is what it is. You get me? And indigenous, yes, boundaries are a must. Absolutely. And like I said, I know sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Nobody wants to upset anyone. No one wants to hurt people's feelings. And that's all being taken into account. But you have to remember about yourself, right? And that's what this healing is about. It's about you watching this live. You have to take care of you, because if you don't, no one else is. I can't do it. The narcissist obviously is not going to do it. Your kids can't do it. Your auntie, your uncle's not going to do it. You have to do it for you, right? And not for anybody else. Now, it would be good to do it maybe for your kids, of course, like, hey, it's Mother's Day, so your kids are, probably looking up to you. They probably see you as a role model. Maybe they want to be like you when they get older. You have to be the one to, step into your power. You have to lead by example. You get what I'm saying? And they're going to mimic what you do. So you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And I know it's not so easy to do the right thing, right? It's not popular to do the right thing, right? It's not fun. It's kind of boring probably to do the right thing. It's probably boring to, set boundaries, or, not to be around toxicity, not to be around drama, not to argue and stuff. But it's like, that's better for your peace of mind, right? For your mental health, You said Narcissist Hex. I'm a self-aware narc, and I say that you are correct. The narc will often try to annihilate you. Facts. Okay, so see the narc Hex. There you go, you guys. Watch them. If you could change one core personality trait, what would it be? That's a good question. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I will say I'm kind of shy, you guys. I know that sounds weird, right? So I'm very much introverted. Like, I think I'm kind of like I'm introverted, but then I'm also kind of not. So I'm kind of probably like in the middle. So, and I'm very, like, I don't like attention. So it's kind of like, it's strange, right, you guys? Because you would think like, oh, but it's just, I don't know. And it's funny, you guys, like, I met another Taurus like myself, and she's actually the same as me. She's like, I don't like attention. She's like, don't look at me. Like she, and I just think it's funny because like most of the times the zodiac signs be on point. Like, and I was just like, wow. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah, I think but I'm more so indigenous. I'm more on the introverted side, I would say. I think I'm like a social introvert. I think that's what it is. Yeah. When was the last time I felt lost? Good question. Really, I think that now that I have God in my life, and since I've had God around me, I really don't feel lost. If anything, sometimes I feel more alone because when you're on the path, when you follow God, not everybody believes in God and not everybody trusts God. So sometimes when you're like, well, I'm going to walk with God, I'm going to follow God, sometimes people will leave your life or they will kind of like abandon you, or maybe they might neglect you, or maybe they might turn on you or something, and it feels alone. But the good thing is like you do have God, and luckily I can say that I do have a handful of friends that I could call my friends to this day, which I'm so grateful for them, because having real people around you is rare. Like meeting a good person is so like it's not common. And it's like if you ever meet a good person, I would say hold on to them because they are a rare breed. And you guys know I talked about this in my videos that unfortunately most people are evil. Most people are jealous and they're hateful, and they're toxic. So yeah, when you meet a good person, I would say treat them well and don't try to do them dirty, don't try to betray them, or don't think you can take advantage or manipulate them, because it always kind of comes back to you tenfold, unfortunately. But sometimes people will try you, and then they kind of learn the hard way. So but yeah, um let's see what we got here. I tried covering that on my channel, but the news tanked, so I simply delete the video. I wish more people understood it, that they can delete the victim. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Narcissist Hex, make your videos, because a lot of people need to know. Like, I mean, you're admitting that you're a narcissist, and honestly, I mean, we need more people to admit that they're narcissists. I mean, and here's my thing, you guys, if you want to be a narcissist, you want to be evil, go ahead. That's fine. Like, go ahead and be around evil people. You don't have to come near the good people. Like, we don't want you around us. Like, we're okay without you. Trust me. So, I mean, if you want to be negative, you want to be toxic, there's other people out there that want to be toxic too. That's, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can go and mix and mingle with those people. You don't have to come over here on this channel. That's not what this is about. You get what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, I know the battery, right? Yeah, God will find you sooner or later. Yes, trust me. Like, people think that they can run and hide from God. Trust me, God is here with us right now. So yeah, I like I told you guys, I'm very fearful of God. Like, and I talk to him every day. Like, I have a really good relationship with God. He is first in my life. Like, there's nobody that comes before God. Like, God has been there for me when nobody else has been, and that's what it's gonna be. Like, I'm so loyal to God. Like, since he's shown his loyalty to me, I will never turn my back on him, like, ever. Because I've seen that he will never turn his back on me either. So let's see what we got. You said, what would I do? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I have to come back to that. You said being evil. Well, the good thing is, like, with me and God, like, I talk to him every day, and he gives me, I feel like he talks to me like in my dreams, like, because he gives me visions like all the time. And like there's different, like I feel like God works through people too. So like sometimes when I'm like talking to people, I feel like if it's like a good vibe and stuff like that, then I'm like, oh, okay, like I think maybe like God was doing something, or you know, God works through people. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I always feel like better like after talking to God. Like he really makes my day, and he really makes me happy. Like my relationship with him is like no other relationship that I've ever had in my life. So I'm just really grateful for my relationship with God. So yeah, you said you said, what have I learned about myself this year? What have I learned about myself? Good question. A lot, actually. Quite a bit. I'm always learning. Like, I told you guys, like, I'm reading this book right here. I need to, like, finish it. Like, this one, I'm, like, nowhere near finished, but I learn so much about myself. I learn so much about people. Like, to me, it's fascinating. But other times it can be kind of scary because then you be like, oh, why are people so evil? But it's like, you know, it is what it is, you know. So it is, it's life, you know. The God created good and evil, so that's how he wanted it. So I don't question God. I'm just saying, you know. But okay, so you said be balloons. Narcissist Hex, he said, I try to help victims of my channel. My channel is about healing and similar to Lee Hampton's style almost. Okay, I have to look into that. I haven't heard of Lee Hawks. Well, Narcissist Hex, I'm glad for the work that you do, and I do commend you for being honest. I mean, it's needed, you know, and it takes a lot of courage to do that, so that's commendable. You said, oh, this girl is the soul of the most evil troll. Dang, my ex narc, that is. Wow, I'm really sorry about that, Chris. I mean, that stuff is devastating. It really is. Like when it comes to like heartbreak and pain and relationships and stuff like that, it can really be painful. Like that's why I'm telling you guys, it's really important to do your inner healing. Is literally no joke, you guys. And I don't just be saying it to just be like saying it. Like it's really real. Like it's no joke. Like you should take your healing very seriously because it is a serious thing. It's literally could be like life or death, you know. So it's up to you to how you handle, you know, your recovery process, your healing process, because not everybody is going to take the time to do that, right? That's hence why we have people that, I mean, and like if a person is saying like, hey, I'm a narc and I'm informing people, I respect that more than a person that's a narcissist and that's not telling people like, hey, this is who I am. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's almost like you're not like being real, like, you know. And so I don't know. I'm just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. I read a lot, actually, Keyline. I read a lot. So that is helpful. I would recommend if you're anybody watching this, if you're wanting to work on personal growth, read as much as you can. Gain all the information, all the knowledge that you can, and it's really going to help you. Especially like if you're trying to like accomplish things and get things done in your life, I would recommend reading because you have to gain information. But not only do you have to read, but you have to be a type of person where you take action and like you don't just sit back and be like, oh, you know, it's gonna come out of the sky. Like, no, you have to like take action and you have to be like self-motivated, you have to be goal-oriented, and you have to be ambitious. And you another thing, like I had to learn, like you have to like not care about what people think either. And that's a big one because I know a lot of people care and they're like, I mean, I do care about people, but sometimes, you know, when you are on the journey that God has for you, and God's like, hey, I need you to do, you can't really care about what people are going to say, because like I said, you're going to have people that love you and you're also going to have people that hate you, and that's what it is, like, you know. But you have to love you. Like it doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't like you or love you. Like you got to love you, and you have to know that God loves you. So So hopefully that was helpful. Indigenous. You said Robert Greene said in his book, The Laws of Human Nature, that we are all narcissistic. We're all narcissistic spectrum because everyone thinks first and foremost of ourselves. Okay. I read a book, Indigenous. I think it was by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. What was the name of that book? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I think it was, what was it? It looks like the Bible. You guys let me know in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. I read that book, and honestly, it changed my perspective about a lot of stuff. And yeah. So, I mean, everybody has their own opinion. You know, the way that the world is now is different, obviously, years ago. I mean, everybody, you have to think highly of yourself, but not to the point where you're harming people. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not trying to hurt anybody. You're not trying to, like, exploit people and things like that. You get me? Like, it's a certain way that you have to go about if you're trying to have personal growth, or you're trying to, accomplish things, and, be at a certain level, or, whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to just try to have improvements in your life. Like, I love the questions. They're really good. Yeah, like, if you're trying to learn about yourself, you have to dig deep. And it's not like about being in a relationship, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I have to be in a relationship in order to learn about myself. Like, no, you can do that on your own. Like, you don't have to be with someone in order to, like, learn about yourself. You got to spend time by yourself, like, in order to learn about you. Like, what do you like? What do you don't like? What's a personal growth to you? Like, how do you learn? How can you accomplish stuff? Like, you get to know that type of stuff by spending time alone when it's quiet. Like, that one book that I read, if you guys know it. Oh, yeah, exactly. The 50th Law. Yes, Indigenous. She said it. Yeah. So it was either that book, or I think there was another book that I read called The Power of Now. It might have been The Power of Now, but that one was a really good book too. And I also read The Four Agreements. That was a really good book as well. But one of those books, I want to say it was either The Power of Now or The 50th Law. They were talking about the more you can spend time alone, the more self-reliant you can be. And the reason why it's good to be alone is because you kind of get ready for, I know it's going to sound really crazy, you guys. You get ready for the D word, like when we all transition, because, that's going to happen to all of us one day. But he's like saying, like, it's okay, you come into the world alone, you leave alone. And he's saying, like, hey, if you can be in a space where you're okay with being alone, like, when the time comes when we all, like, transition, he's like, it'll be a smoother process. Of course, there's going to be different things that come into play, but it was just really interesting. Like, when I read that, I, like, saw being alone differently. I was like, oh, okay, so that kind of made sense. But also because of the fact that I am, introverted, and, like, stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, that makes sense, So I took, like, different perspective of that. I was just like, wow, so that's why I said reading is really important. Don't be afraid to pick up a book, y'all. I know it might be kind of boring, but the information that you can gain from it can change your life. But it's not just about what you read, it's about what you do when you read. So you got to be a doer when you read something. You got to take action and do stuff, and not just read it and then just be like, oh, I got it. But you have to do stuff with it, So yeah. No problem. You got it. You said leave him. His channel is called Mental Healness. You never heard of he's. Oh, I'm gonna look him. I probably feel like I have, but I usually don't be on YouTube like that. I probably spend like a couple of hours on it. But yeah, I'm gonna look him up though, Narc Hex. Thank you for that. Chris, you said, what should I do about relationships? I feel like it's unfair for me to feel this way and get into a new relationship. I feel fraud. I'm sorry. I know it's difficult. Oh boy, I would say spend time alone. It's nothing wrong with being alone. I would say it's definitely just about having a mindset shift. And try your best not to compare yourself to the narcissist, because remember, the same thing that happened to you with the narcissist is the same thing that's going to happen to this new relationship. So don't feel like, oh, I'm missing out on something, I'm not going to get what that other person is gonna get. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, we have been sold a dream when it comes to dealing with the narcissist, and then they have that same dream, they will put that on to the new victim. And so everything looks good in the beginning, right? It looks good in the beginning. I gotta charge my phone. Hold on, y'all, because my phone is gonna start tripping. I'm loving this live, y'all. Y'all is really in the building on Mother's Day. I love it. But yeah, so the narcissist is really gonna sell, have done that too to this other person. And so, you just want to be mindful that you're not missing anything. Remember, abuse is not love. So it wasn't love, right? So if you're going to be in a relationship, you want to make sure that it's based on love and not like obsession and control and lust and addictions and codependencies and things like that. So you want to just make sure that you're understanding why you're in a relationship and what are some things maybe you need to work on to help you to stop attracting a narcissist or be attracted to an individual with NPD. You get what I'm saying? So, just be careful with that. And, you have to accept, that some things are not meant to be, right? So that can be difficult. And everything happens as it should, right? I know that hurts right now, but it's the truth, so hopefully that was helpful. you know and I like the other thing too, Chris, I wouldn't recommend rushing into another relationship either, because that's the other thing. A lot of people are like, oh well, the narcissist is in a new relationship and I got to do the same. No, you don't. Because trust me, you accumulate bad karma when you do that. So you just want to be careful with that. Narc Hex, you said you have to accept yourself, stop worrying about what others think. God loves you the way you are. Yes, you said it. I love that. Indigenous, you said the Four Agreements by, yes, Don Miguel Ruiz is a good read. Yes, you said I will be audible listening to The Seat of the Soul. Yes, I read that one. That one's so good. The Seat of the Soul. I love that book. So good. Yes. And you will be physically reading The Art of War. Okay, I felt like I've seen that in like Barnes and Nobles. Haven't I read that one? I felt like I had it like, when I tell you guys, like I read a lot of, like a lot, and still got more to do. But yeah, those self-help books are the best. Those are like literally like my favorite types of books to read: self-help and books on like finances and books on just like documentaries and even like autobiographies and history. Those are my thing, like for sure. So keep up the great work, Indigenous and everyone else in the room. So that's awesome. I really enjoyed our conversation. Did you guys like this? This was awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and sign on out. I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday, and make sure, if anything that you guys, if you ever want to reach out to me, please feel free to visit my website. All of my services are available on the site. I would love to talk with you, or, to give you advice or give you confirmation or clarity or anything like that. Yeah, same to y'all. And if, like I said, if you guys are feeling called to, if you want to leave a donation to the Live Narc Free Ministries, it is truly appreciated, and I thank you in advance. Hi guys. So you can do so at $ Coach Joy. That's my Cash App, 510. So $ Coach Joy 510, or at PayPal, which would be at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. The same thing as my email address, but just add a 9 at Gmail. And like I said, I thank you in advance. And remember, whatever you do give, it does come back. Yes, that's it. Exactly. That's my Cash App. So if you want to leave a donation, I appreciate it. And then, like I said, same thing with the PayPal, livenarcfree9@gmail.com. But yeah, that's basically it. You guys, you did great today. I just wanted to commend everybody. Give everybody a hand clap. Hold on. I gotta give you guys a clap. This was great. I gotta get that. You guys know that hand clap that they got? That hand clap noise. I have to give y'all a hand clap. This is great. So, but I will see you guys on the next video, and make sure you guys stay narc free. And don't forget, you guys, join my free Facebook support group called the Healing and the Recovery Room. You're more than welcome to join. We'd love to have you there. You know, just a group just for like mental health check-ins. Just like, who was it that said them? I think it was Indigenous. She was like, the mental health check-in 1 to 10. We'll definitely do that just to see where everybody's at and things like that. But anyway, I'll see you guys next one. Take care. Bye.